Hello and welcome to episode 39 of the Ski Instructor Podcast. My name's Dave Burrows and I'm the director and owner of SnowPro Ski School based here in a snowy Val d'Illier in Switzerland. I'm looking out onto the Dent du Midi at the moment and they're covered in snow. The snow is down to about at least, it looks like 2,000, 1,800 metres, something like that. And I've been skiing yesterday actually. I went over to Glacier 3000 in Les Diablerets, which just opened on the weekend, and the terrain there is excellent for sort of early season skiing. It's not too steep. You can kind of, lay your skis over on nice grippy glacier snow, and it's quite confidence inspiring. It's a really nice place to go early in the season and get all your movements in order without it being too, things happening too fast, too quickly. It's like it's a nice sort of gradual build up towards getting your skiing in order so that you arrive at the season really, really well. So I had a lovely day up there yesterday, and I'm probably going to go up there tomorrow with my daughter, have a little bit of a ski about, get her going, and then I'll go again and sort of gradually ramp up what I'm looking to do for this autumn, which should be really cool. I've got a new pair of skis to test, which I managed to get from one of the junior racers that I know, which is a nice looking anyway, 180 centimetre. It's like a 20 or 21 metre radius ski, so it's a Fisher RC4 something or other. So we're going to test that out, see how that turns, see what the see whether that might be the ski that I've been looking for a long time. It's sort of fairly easy-going GS ski. Yesterday I skied the I think it was the Castley MX74 in 180, which is about a 16 or 18 meter rad. I can't remember what it is, but it felt very, very nice on the glacier. It's just a little bit wide underfoot at 74 for what I like to do. So here we are, episode 39. This one is going to be a two-parter. So 39 is going to be part 1, 40 is going to be part 2. And this is with Jon Ahlsen of New Generation Ski School in Verbier. Jon, you will remember, works quite closely with Tom Waddington, and they both run a sort of high-level, you might call it a gap program, but a sort of performance training for those aiming for the higher levels of certification in kind of any system, really. And I sat down with Jon expecting an interview, sort of fairly standard one, but in the end, there's like 2.5 hours worth of chat here, and we just sat and talked, and we got on super well. And the way that Jon is that he seems to be quite a deep thinker on all things skiing and in life in general. And we really went deeply into a whole bunch of stuff, and a lot of them not very ski related. So in this episode you'll hear a bit about sort of glacier summer skiing. I recorded this in September, so we'd just come back from the Zermatt Glacier. We talk a lot about corporate life versus ski life. There's even a bit about sort of fashion in there, weirdly, and also his journey towards kind of where he is now. It's not often during the editing process that I sit there and I listen to the interview that well. I kind of skip through it, but this one, I found myself kind of sitting there and being quite engaged with it. So it gives you an idea of the kind of episode it's going to be. I really enjoyed making it. I've had some, so there's going to be no me in the middle of this one. It's just going to be this bit and then straight through. So I've got a couple of people that wrote to me. I thought I'd read them out just because it's lovely to receive correspondence from people. It kind of keeps me motivated to do this, but secondly, I'm also, it's just lovely to hear from people and know that they're listening. So this one is from Susan Schaefer. Hi Susan. It says, "Hi Dave, I just wanted to tell you how much I enjoyed your interview with Dan Egan. Being in the US, it's always great to hear an interview with someone on this side of the pond. However, I've truly find all of your interviews very interesting and learned something from each and every person you interview, so thank you very much." I think she goes on to say, "I think your podcast is quite unique and beneficial. I'm happy to discover those I've had instruction from all have similar philosophies like yours and Dan's and others. I hope this is a great season for you. Thanks again for your podcast Thank you so much. Such a nice email. I had some further correspondence with Susan, and she suggested some more people stateside that I should try and get in touch with. So I really, really appreciate that. I also had this was a strange one. I'll read this out. But there was a guy who contacted me called Guard, and he has made a game, like an app, a game on an app. I'm not really. You can tell already that I'm not a gamer. But he made an app called the Ski Instructor of Doom, and actually, I did take the time to play it, and actually, it's really funny. So he wrote to me and said, "Hey, not sure you would even laugh at this, but we launched it a couple of days ago, and it's actually quite funny. So you play the role of like a ski instructor. I'd say it's like if you've seen Aspen Extreme or Hot Dog, like it's that kind of thing. So very much enjoyed that, and thank you very much for sending that to me, God. I really appreciate it. If anyone wants that, he sent me a few. I don't know. I think you just look under like Play Store or wherever you get your games, and you look up Ski Instructor of Doom. So, and he goes on to say, please keep the metal side down. Have a good season. I can't promise you that I'll keep the metal side down, but I will do my best, God. So thank you very much for that. That was awesome. Anyway, without further ado, I will get on with this episode, and I'll try and get part 2 of this podcast launched as soon as I can. So wherever you are, I hope you're skiing already, and I will catch you on the next one. Jon Ahlsen, welcome to the Ski Instructors Podcast.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Yeah,
how are you?
I'm alright.
Yeah?
I'm alright. I've been greeted by your dog.
Yeah.
Brilliant dog. Brilliant dog.
Yes.
They're hard work at 18
Yeah,
months. It gets
absolutely.
easier.
one hopes, yeah.
And you have just returned back from... were you skiing out of Zermatt or were you skiing out of Chavinia?
Chavinia.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you were doing the presume it must have been the level 2 exam for the snow works.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
I saw those guys.
Yeah?
So I saw those guys literally on the first day that they came out of the quarantine, because we were in the same hotel
Oh, okay.
with a camp of
Yeah.
kids. So they must have done, 8 weeks? Must have been 2 weeks
I think
ago.
7 weeks.
7 weeks
they
ago.
do, yeah.
Yeah.
They were
and
unfortunate though. Poor guys. That with the bad summer.
they had so... Well, the week we were there, we got up once out of 5 days.
Yeah, they
Were like in despair, because they were like they were a week away from the level 1 exam.
Yeah, no.
I'm panicking about it.
On the level 1,
Yeah.
Monday through Friday the mountain was shut.
No.
Yeah. Which is the level 1, right?
Yeah.
So I think they ended up skiing one day on the Saturday, so they did like as much off snow stuff they could.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the summer after that hasn't been good either. So they had a lot of. I think Lee said 50%.
No, serious.
Roughly. We were quite lucky. We had 2 shut days out of 10, so you can work around that. But,
wow. Because we were just talking about this on the way in, weren't we? There has been the Swiss summer. You can't even call it a summer, really.
Not really, no.
I mean, where we live, you can normally see the Dent du Midi all summer. They're beautiful, and it's just been a cloud over them all summer.
Same with the combats here.
Yeah.
Like today,
it's beautiful.
is unusual.
Yeah.
I was just saying because we had guests from Austria this weekend.
Yeah.
Just said we haven't seen it this summer, especially
It's
the
cloud.
Grand Combat at the back.
So that one at the back, the white one,
Yeah,
listener,
yeah.
the one that's covered in snow.
Yeah.
So you can see that from the other side. So when you're driving from Villeneuve down to Monte, which I do a lot in the autumn, you can see the Grand Combat all the time.
Yeah.
So that's it from this side.
Yeah, and the actual summit is, I believe, is a little bit behind the.
And that's like 4,034.
4,334.
It's a big one.
I think. Yeah, it's pretty high.
Big one. Amazing.
Yeah, but they've just been like this. Even on a sunny day, there's always been a local cloud because it's rained so much. It's always moisture.
Yeah.
So you get these local clouds.
I'm going to add the Grand Combo to my list of mountains that I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to point out, because if I don't know them, I just call them the Don du Chat. And
and then in front you have so you have the Panosier in the middle, and then I think it's called.
Okay.
I hope it is.
It's good enough for me.
And then to the right of that you have the Petit Combo.
Okay. Yeah. That's beautiful. And
it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's not a bad view for a breakfast.
It's not bad, is it?
No.
All the people in skiing all have a lovely view. This is what I've noticed. From and no, but what we were saying is that there's been, and I think even down at like lake level or in the valley, there's been a cold wind all summer that has not gone away at all, has it?
Nope.
It's been really, really.
I mean, luckily Verbier is not a particularly windy place in the village. It's actually windier down in Le Chab typically. I find. Certainly if you go down to Martigny.
Oh, Martigny.
But so it's all right, and this balcony is pretty sheltered. So we've had some heat on the balcony, but other than that, it's been pretty sad. Yeah. Pretty sad.
I'm predicting a very lovely Indian summer for September.
Yeah, well,
I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I think.
But then I was talking to this friend from Austria who's here now the weekend, and he said that's probably what a European summer should be. We're getting more used to the heated summers of climate change and stuff.
So this is like a normal.
Yeah, probably more what it should be.
Normal alpine summer. That's interesting.
I don't know if that's true, but it could be.
He's thinking that this is a what would you say, like a reversion to the norm, or that this is how it's gonna be?
No, he's saying that this was more like they used to be.
Okay.
And what we've had the last years.
I'm fine with that, by the way. If it carries on like this, because I don't like it hot at all.
No, I was also saying to Johanna, maybe by the time it's time to retire, Sweden has a nice climate. We can
go up there. That's true. Everyone will be moving north.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be.
Yeah.
The Brits will go to Sweden to retire instead of Spain.
No. Well, yeah. They're not allowed in Spain anymore, anyway.
No.
But the I don't know how they live down there. It's 45 degrees in the summer. Yeah. Like my wife is Romanian, and she was talking to her aunt. She said they've had they said in Bucharest they said they've had 42 weeks of 42 degrees in the city.
In the city as well.
Oh, awful.
Yeah, I spent quite a bit of time in conference rooms in Bucharest in a previous life.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. But let's first talk about you. The summer skiing in Cervinia.
Yeah.
So I'm due to go to Sasvay either tomorrow or Friday with Shambles. Hi Shambles, if you're listening. And the best thing, I mean, I go really just to kind of get my skiing in tune. And if I go tomorrow or Friday, I'll spend most of my time doing slow, basic parallel turns, just to try and get that feeling back.
Yeah.
And then gradually ramp up my skiing towards November.
Yeah.
So that might look reasonably
competent. Presentable for clients. Yeah.
But the best thing about summer skiing, I think, is to see like all the racers up there.
Yeah.
And every now and then you get to see a World Cupper. You get to see certainly A-teamers, B-teamers, and then you see some very high-level kids.
Yeah.
Kids, FIS kids, like
FIS
and the level below.
Kids.
Yeah.
And children. Right?
Yeah.
Real.
And what always amazes me, I mean, one, it's lovely to watch because they're all really competent.
Yeah.
But secondly, there's something about the way that they ski, about how their skis, the connection between the snow and the ski. Yeah. Like it's like a sort of extra, there's another level of precision of movement.
Yeah.
That is just out of this world. It's lovely. It was really inspiring, I think.
Yeah.
It's like watching a pro golfer or something. Like the way they I'm sure I've talked about this before on the podcast, like the way that they connect with the ball is different.
Sound.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. There's a different sound, the snow and the ski.
Which I don't know about because I don't play golf, but I used to play baseball. And it's like the way you connect.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a magic show,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just almost no apparent movements other than some edging, but not anything extreme. And the way they bend the ski is just with such little edge angle.
Yeah.
I remember the first, we arrived Monday morning, we meet the groups, we go up the T-bar on the Zermatt Glacier, and this guy's coming down, and it's good. Like, it's apparently very good. So I'm watching, and I'm thinking that he's on a slalom ski, and then as he comes closer, it's like he's on a 30 meter.
Yeah, and he's making those turns.
And the radius is so short, and it's not like he's cranking any angles.
No.
It's like the hip is like a meter off the snow.
Yeah.
There's no knuckle dragging or anything, just on the ski. I don't know.
What do you?
It's inspiring, and it's also like it's almost uninspiring. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're all decent skiers at different levels, but it's just the way they perfected those movement patterns is just.
And I guess it's just like Ed Drake said this. He said, "There's no shortcut to get to there.
No,
it's just endless repetition of that movement and other ones that go with it. But eventually, I guess you come to an understanding to how to get a big stiff ski like that to turn. Yeah, more than it wants to turn.
Yeah, and I think there's obviously physicality to it.
Yeah, they're strong.
They're very strong power to weight ratios, but I think they're like very well connected to the sole of their foot. Like that's where they balance. They feel where that is, so they can be so precise. I don't know, but it looks to me like it's much less than a degree. Like they are exactly where they need to be for the turn they're looking to make. And they're not looking to impress anyone when they're skiing down like that. They're just warming up or like focused on themselves. They're not like trying to be a ski instructor showing off to because they don't care. They're just looking to be where they need to be, and how precise they can do that is absolutely astonishing.
Yeah. It is. It's
It's so much fun to be a fanboy up there, just watching. That's Vincent Kriechmeier. And then you end up talking to the group a little bit more than I like, just so that you're still there when he starts to ski, so you can get to watch him ski.
Yeah. Did your group? Are they? I mean, I saw them, so they were just starting out on their journey.
Yeah.
Towards wherever they're going to end up, or maybe they won't. It's a gap course, so maybe they're just doing it for fun or whatever. Were they able to have any kind of appreciation for what they were seeing, or is it too soon? Because you and I sit there, are proper ski nerds, and we can sit there and go, wow, that guy's amazing. We saw, on the glacier, we saw Frederica Brignoni up there, and I was trying to say to the kids we were up there with, look, that is the best female skier in the world. Yeah, like right there next to you. Yeah. You can't see it, you don't see what you see, but she was practicing slow, zero speed parallel. Yeah. It wasn't zero speed, like slow, basic parallel turns on a pair of slalom skis. I'm like, guys, it's good enough for her. Yeah. It's good enough for you. We're just getting used to skiing again after 3 or 4 months off, and you're sitting there just going, wow. That's like the best female skier in the world. Yeah. Right there. Yeah. Next to me. Yeah. You couldn't get it. Like, if you're in a different sport, let's say you were into, I don't know, go-karting or something. Yeah. You would never be able to get that close to like Lewis Hamilton or something like that. You'd never see him.
No, certainly not so get on accessible. A T-bar with them. Because they tend to, they have their own program. You see one guy might be skiing stubbies, and another guy on the same team, he's off doing some drills by himself. So, And there are quite long queues when we were up there.
Mm.
Yeah, especially the first week. And so, they'd go through the turnstiles, but then all the racers would like slide out to the side and get on when there was an empty slot available on a T-bar. So, they'd be getting on with kids, they'd be getting on with whoever was by himself on the T-bar. So, I mean, if you know who you're talking to, you might get quite blown away by who you're next to. But I think it's also, you realize how much they work on where the hip is.
Go on.
No, but almost all drills, they're holding their hips.
Yeah.
They got the poles on their hips. And it's just, I think it's just lining themselves up so that they can balance with precision and like biomechanical strength, a bit of skeletal structure, good strong muscles to be able to deal with load and that kind of thing. And to me it seemed like a lot of focus on where the hip is in the work phase. In relation to the feet. And then obviously they're going quite slow, so the hip's quite up high and off the ground and all of that. But you can just imagine they go faster and then they tilt it into the turn, and not so much difference in the fore and aft where it is in the work phase. That to me seemed to be what most of the people who were there then anyway were working on, just stacking themselves.
Do you think that that's what they work on in the early season, to find like a sort of a centre? I suppose they don't really have an off season. They might have a month off, maybe. Go to the beach.
I think.
But
Tom got on the lift with one of the Swiss coaches, and they seemed like they. I hope I'm not divulging any secrets here now, but he told Tom, so it's out
late
anyway.
now.
Yeah, exactly. Tom Wallington, that is.
Hi Tom, if you're listening.
Friend and colleague. That they had decreased the amount of time on snow.
Oh yeah.
And much more dry land fitness, that kind of thing, at the expense of turns.
That's interesting.
But I think, you probably have to look at the people in front of you. If they've been on the World Cup for a few years, if they've got good fundamentals, maybe power and agility and mobility pays off more, and maybe you get less wear and tear on the body that way, and all of that stuff.
I think I was speaking to Phil Brown about this, so up there with Phil on his camp, and he was saying towards the end of his career, he was saying the same with Marcel Hirscher, who just spent the entire summer, riding dirt bikes and doing dry land training and stuff, and eventually, when he felt like it, I'm about to say similar to what I'm trying to do, because I don't really want to go back on snow yet. I just don't feel ready. I haven't got the hunger for it, but I will in September. And I did the same thing. So what I used to do back in the last few years, I'd start in July, and that'd be my thing. Right? I would ski from July to April, and I'd have May, June off. But I would be on snow for 10 months of the year. Not working, but just because for me, skiing is not natural. And so I have to kind of keep in tune.
You came into it a bit later in life.
I expect we'll probably come to that, won't we? Because maybe we had a similar journey a little bit, or we took time away from it. But the bit for me is that actually now I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to listen to my body a bit. My body says like, no, that's a bit too much. Let's start in September. Let's not go up there in July and August when it's crowded and full of races and you're just trying to elbow little, getting pushed in front of and that. So let's go up in September. There's no one there, and go September to April. Call it 8 months of skiing, and then have 4 months off in the middle. Go ride bikes or whatever. So I don't know. Like that for me. I suppose if you've got a built-in movement pattern and you're skiing at a really high level, you can afford to take, it's not like you're going to lose it, especially if you've been skiing since you were 6. Right? you ski.
Little precision, a little timing.
Yeah.
That will be off.
Yeah.
After a break.
Yeah.
That comes back quicker. You probably.
Does it come back for you straight away?
It's pretty quick now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like certain shortcuts that gets you back like into tune quick? Because I'm starting to think that a day, like I said to you, that a day just doing basic parallel, that's one of my shortcuts. Like don't I don't even put the skis on an edge to carve them until 2 or 3 sessions in. If I spend my time just doing slow speed, basic, 1 foot drills, like that gets me into tune real quick, and then I can find my balance again.
I think, Tom and I spend quite a bit of time doing proper fundamentals in the winter with our trainees. They do about 2 weeks, which means Tom and I do 3 each. So I've gotten pretty good at that slow stuff, so it doesn't take me a long time to get into it anymore.
When do you start doing all of that stuff? Do you go up here in December?
Yeah. Normally I don't ski in the summer now. When I first started, I always went to New Zealand and taught down there in the southern winter. So I did a lot of skiing for the first. I was there 6 years.
Okay.
So then you don't get much of a break. But then I had a really bad back for a couple of years.
Well, so tell me about that, because I've got a bad back right now.
It took 4 years, pretty much.
Where did you hurt it?
Just down here.
L5, L1.
Well, I've had a fracture up higher here in the past, but this it would not accept any load.
Down here where it meets the pelvis.
Yeah, exactly.
The skier's classic.
Yeah, so I just could not go to New Zealand and do 1 billion short turns on hard snow down there. So I stopped, and then we didn't have a summer like this. We had a nice summer, and I thought summers are good.
Yeah.
So and Johanna, my partner, wasn't that keen on going back either. As sort of basically
a nomad life.
It's nomad, but it's also like you basically break even because you don't make any money down there compared to up here. And she's been a ski instructor for a very long time, so it didn't make sense to.
Do you work together?
Yeah. Different schools.
She works for
Toby.
Performance. Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I saw him the other day. Hello, Toby.
Hi, Tobes.
The thing about that, I see it often here, is you get, and I'm desperately hoping that it's not going to happen to certain ones of my team, because I don't really want to lose them, but you see it all the time. Guys and girls, they arrive at like late 20s, 30s, and there's only so long that you can spend going backwards and forwards to where you live, and then come out and do a season, and then come back. And you've either got to make the decision to stay out here full time and make a life out here, or go home and get a real job. And makes me sad when that happens. See, you lose a lot of talent out of the industry. It's a shame that the industry doesn't have the capability to pay better or make an annual living out of it. I mean, it can do, but only for a few people. And you're not going to make fortunes compared to what people in offices can make out here. That's for sure.
No, absolutely. That's not why you do it, though.
It's not really. Let's talk about that, because you, in a previous life, you were a lawyer. Yeah.
Feels pretty distant now.
I can imagine. What's that, 7 years of training?
Well, in Sweden, the law degree as such is 4.5. But
Okay.
I studied Russian and some other stuff, so I was at uni for 7 years.
You speak Russian?
Немного.
Wow.
But it's been a while now. Languages are like fruit, best used fresh, right?
Yeah.
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 So it's not very good now.
It's impressive, though. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started out studying Russian, and then I thought I don't want to be a language teacher, and I got into law school and did well there. So I got a job at a big corporate firm and that kind of life.
Mm-hmm.
Got recruited to St. Petersburg in Russia out of law school for a Swedish firm. They had an office there.
Wow. So were you working in Russian?
We weren't. It was basically representing Swedish clients and their interests in Russia.
Okay.
But
there's some pretty technical Russian language and technical work.
Yeah, so
That's impressive.
we basically worked in English though. We had this was a small office back then. This was me and the partner at the office. He was Swedish, and then 3 Russian lawyers.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty small operations there, but the law firm now, I don't know, it's got like 400 or 500 lawyers. It's quite a big, like New York, Brussels, Stockholm,
Okay.
Shanghai, and that kind of thing. So I was, but I was only there for a year, and then that was kind of the idea that they didn't want young associates in Russia for too long because it's a weird place, and you get like a weird impression potentially of what life at this conservative law firm actually was about.
Okay.
So I went back to Sweden, to Stockholm, and
Yeah.
worked first the district court for a year and a half, like a common thing to do in Sweden, and then back to the law firm.
Were you working? Presumably, it wasn't criminal law. It was
No,
corporate law.
mergers and acquisitions.
Okay.
Pretty much, basically helping clients buy or sell companies or businesses. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And
did
how
that.
long did you do that for?
So I was with the law firm from 2001 to 2007, and then I left the law firm and worked for like a little boutique private equity firm based in Brussels until the end of 2009. And since I've been the ski instructor, so about 9 years
Okay.
I was doing that.
And before that, so before you went to university, you were skiing when you grew up.
Yep.
You were
Quite a lot.
racing a bit.
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skiing a lot when you grew up.
Yeah.
Are you from Stockholm though?
Yes.
So every day you would, every weekend I guess you would travel there.
So in Stockholm you have tons of little hills.
Yeah.
And when you're a kid, they're absolutely sufficient.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe 20 to 25 second slaloms.
Okay.
And 15, 20 second GSs.
So it's a bit like the dry slope skiing scene in the UK,
Yeah, but
with real snow.
yeah, real ice.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hoses came out. So, but it's
So
quite a common thing in Sweden. Like Mattias Hagen's from Stockholm.
Mm-hmm.
Pernilla Wiberg was from a small hill further south, and Andre Myhr's from. So like it's quite a normal thing for racers to. I didn't get good, but you can get good even on those little hills.
Yeah.
So I actually, from when I was in school, my brother raced as well, and he's a year older, so we were often in like different groups, which meant like let's say I had training Monday, Wednesday, he would have training Tuesday, Thursday in the evenings after school.
Yeah.
So I'd be on the hill 4 days a week and then races on the weekends. So
Wow.
it was like, that was my sport when I was
Yeah.
little.
Okay.
Yeah. I carried on I never got really serious with the dry land.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to ski. So I did my last race when I was 17 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
I did some races after that, but I stopped going only for fun.
Yeah.
After that. Yeah.
Life took you in a slightly different direction.
Yeah. So no turns between 94 and 2004.
Wow.
I prototyped the first Elan because I did half a season working teaching skiing in Sweden in 94, and they just come out, but it didn't
fancy them
impress me. It just seemed like a Rizla paper or something very soft.
That's interesting. We'll come back to that.
And then and then started skiing again in 2004.
Yeah.
On holidays. Yeah.
Just as a little aside, do you prefer a longer or a shorter ski these days?
All of them actually.
Yeah.
So I typically have a 30-meter radius slalom ski that I don't use much.
Right.
And then I have the classical tech ski in 18-meter radius that I use most of the time.
Which one is that? What do you ski?
They don't sponsor me, so I won't say.
Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah. And then I have now a 182 25-meter GS ski that I really enjoy skiing on as well.
182.
Yeah, 182 25-meter radius. Could be 183, but I think 182. So the 14-year-olds, I guess, something like that. Ski on.
I'm going to go back to that this year.
It is really nice because it's much softer than the other two skis.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of a piece, like a tip rocker, so it picks up pretty quickly. You have to do good long turns. You have to go quite fast on them. But short turns, central theme, like the beginner progressions, and that, love doing that stuff on that ski. Whereas I don't like doing any of that on a slalom ski. For me, the slalom ski is only fun to carve aggressive, quite short radius.
Too lively for me.
Maybe
I'm just getting old.
They do. You tend to come back with sore hip sockets after a day on the slalom ski.
I can't afford that.
There's a lot of force going up through.
No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. So that's and I like to vary a bit, but I end up skiing mainly on the 18s, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm torn between the two this year. I'm going to go back to.
I also like swapping though, because it keeps you on your toes. To go from a 13 to 25.
Yeah. Is
good for you.
Exactly. Stop you just leaning in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah.
The you've got to set up properly a longer ski.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you end up sliding.
But you have to balance. You can't rely on the ski to balance for you.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
Yeah. I totally agree.
I mean, it's a very narrow edge, and you got to move in such a way that you're on that narrow edge.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Right, let's jump back over here. So, you did this sort of corporate existence for a long time.
Yeah.
Some days, I'm not saying every day, but some days, I often think back fondly to those days that I used to spend putting on a decent suit, nice tie, decent pair of shoes. Still got those Savile Row suits somewhere in my mother's.
I actually had to dig them out because Alessandro's getting married this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's actually quite funny when I
heard about his stag do. You all went to Italy.
I was not there actually. But I stored my suits at my dad's. And my dad, he had a interesting life. He spent a lot of time in Africa as a freelance journalist in the 60s. And
wow.
So he always had a special place in his heart for Africa and Africans. And he met this, we lived in they'd moved to a small town. And I met this African refugee and, I guess took it. I don't know. He felt sorry for him or wanted to help him out, so he gave him all of my fancy suits.
No
and
way.
I was like,
So there's
didn't even ask.
so there's some dude in Africa tooling around in that Savile Row suit.
Yeah, and he's so I managed to retrieve 2 suits. So
Okay.
I have 2 suits left now, and I had to dig them out now.
Do they still fit?
Yes.
Because
Isn't
I
that
went back to
incredible?
my place and I tried on these old Savile Row suits that I had, and they're big. I'm like, I used to be a lot fatter back in the day.
Was quite lean when I was a lawyer. I'm heavier now than I was.
Okay. So I had another one made in Geneva. So I've got one suit that is like, it's like my one smart outfit that I've got.
Yeah.
So if we go to the opera or something in Geneva, I'll put that on.
Yeah.
You know, even though I don't have to, but it's nice. It's nice to dress up sometimes. That's the thing about the ski industry. It's so damn scruffy.
It is scruffy.
You know.
I don't know. That feels like home base for me anyway.
Yeah.
I always felt a little bit like a stranger in suits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Turns out that wasn't.
Yeah.
That wasn't really me.
It's fair
And
enough.
I would always, if I went out on the weekends, I'd usually, especially if you live in Stockholm, you have to dress up. Or nobody lets you.
Smart there. Yeah.
Brussels is a bit more relaxed. So in the beginning, it sort of transitioned back to who I was after a while in Brussels. I'd go out in a hoodie and a cap.
Yeah.
I always wear a cap. Always have. Even before I was bald. But now it's just
Keeps you warm, right?
really cold when you don't have any hair. Yeah.
I've been wearing this one for about a year now, and my wife hates it.
Yeah.
She's like, "You are too old to be wearing a cap like that." Like, I probably am, but until the next round of merch happens.
There's nothing wrong with that hat. It's good looking hat.
I think what I'm trying to do is dress too young. And
I just dress like I've dressed like.
I think it's
I've always dressed like this.
I don't know. I kind of miss ski season. I like the idea that like you just wear the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Like
in a way.
For 4 months.
Yeah. Takes a bit of time before you realise that there's a difference. Like when you start in a office.
Yeah.
All suits look the same. Like
Yeah.
But then
It's
after a while, it's like, oh, that's a nice suit. That's a nice suit.
You start to know.
Then you realise, like, you only see the difference because you spend a lot of time around them.
Mm-hmm.
Like a year ago, they all looked the same.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true.
maybe there's not such great value to that, even though it might make you feel. It's a bit more of an achievement, isn't it, to have your first tailor-made suit? It's like
you feel like you've arrived a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, the whole process is amazing. This is a proper tangent away from skiing.
Yeah.
I love these tangents, but the whole process of going and getting a suit made. If you've never done it and you're in the market for a suit, you should just go and do it. It's not that much more expensive than just going and buying an off the rack one.
Depends on the fabric you go for, I guess.
Depends who you go to, I suppose. But
That too.
But like it's just a nice process.
Yeah.
Like to have something that's properly made for you is.
And then you get your little name sewn into the thing.
The buttons that open, the little touches that you wouldn't get. You have the lining.
But it's like you have to be part of that club to see it in another suit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know. I never valued it. When I was there, I thought I valued it quite highly.
Mm-hmm.
And when I left, I missed none of it.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it had no real value to you.
Let me ask you about one of the things that I've been reflecting on lately, which is or isn't, I don't know, it might be a thing, might not be a thing. One of the things that I see around me all the time is people who work for a lot of the corporations down that way by the lake. They're all earning a fortune.
Yeah.
A lot of them are earning a fortune. Yeah. Even people that... I don't know what's happened to salary price inflation, but a lot of people are earning a lot of money in jobs that aren't really that technical, that aren't really that... with a law degree, for example, you could probably go and get an extremely high-paying job down in Geneva, no problem, especially speaking Russian. Right?
Yeah.
Probably. Do you we've both chosen a different life, and I don't know what your reasons are for the life that you've chosen. One of the reasons that I've chosen the life that I've chosen is because I don't like people telling me what to do.
Yeah.
Can't handle that.
Yeah.
So I have to work for myself. I don't have any other option.
Okay.
One of the other options is I really like the idea that it's me versus the market.
Yeah.
As in, no one's going to pay me a living unless I hustle.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of... The other one was, I was thinking on the way here, I'm off to go and interview Jon. It's Monday morning at 9 a.m. or 9:30 and I'm riding my motorbike through the valleys of Verbier. Right, if I had a real job, I would have to have been at my desk for a couple of hours by now. But what you don't get with that is you don't get the fat salary and you don't get the regular income.
No.
It kind of comes and goes in bursts. It's just, it's hard sometimes, it's really hard. And it's hard to live in a place like Verbier, I imagine, not without a big budget. It's not easy. What are your reasons for coming out of that world and being in this world? Because you know, let's just leave the question like that.
So I grew up skiing, and then I'm old enough that it was straight skis. And I did a half season of teaching. I was meant to go into military service, but they got postponed because of budget cuts. That was mandatory back then in Sweden. So I had a year, sort of a gap, unscheduled gap year. And I had a friend who worked up north, so he asked for February half term if I could come up and work. And so I did. And the only thing I enjoyed then, it was fun teaching and all that, but, there's a bit of time to free ski. And it just wasn't fun. I just went, like, all your life, you be as fast as you can. And when you don't have gates, that means you just go straight.
Yeah. Okay.
And you just end up spending all your time on lifts. And I was like, I couldn't see the point to skiing anymore.
Yeah.
And then, so I didn't ski. I didn't have any money either because I went to uni and that skiing is expensive. But I went, in 2004, I had a friend who was going on a ski trip to Chevalier with 3 friends, and one got injured just the week before.
Yeah.
And I managed to get the week off. So I went, rented a pair of slalom skis, and I was like, wow, 165. What is going on? Just looking at the, normal, you're used to having 2 meter things on your feet, and then now you're looking down, it looks like snow blades.
Yeah. And
I did 3 turns, and just got ping, landed on my back. It's like, this has changed. And I just thought it was amazing. It's so much fun, carving skis. The old skis are fun to go back to, but carving skis is so much more fun. I mean, there's no comparison. Just the joy you can get out of turning on carving skis was just immediate for me then. During that ski holiday, and then it kind of escalated, so I spent all my holiday weeks skiing more or less. And then your summers suck because everyone's off having barbecues and going to the beach, and you're stuck in the office because we went skiing.
Yeah.
And I realized I'm just spending a lot of money buying skis because that's what you do when you're a lawyer, but you can't ski that much. So obviously we wanted to go for a telemark day on one ski holiday. Everyone went to the rental shop. I went and bought boots and bindings and skis because why not?
Yeah.
And it just didn't at the same time when I was really gearing up to starting to realize how much I enjoyed skiing again, I had started questioning whether I was actually providing any value to the private equity firm I worked for. Because they were all smart guys, and finance is much more complicated than law in a way. So like they could understand the law stuff. They might not be good at drafting, but you know, we always had local law firms. So we were based in Brussels, but all our investments were in Eastern Europe. It's a lot of traveling and that kind of thing. And we would always, like, if we did a deal in Poland, we'd have a Polish law firm, and I would talk a lot to them and, you know, comment on the drafts and stuff. But I was like, I'm pretty sure the other guys could do that. So I'm not sure if I'm actually doing anything of value here. Like, so start questioning that, and then the financial crisis hit, and there's no one doing any deals anymore.
It was 2008.
Yeah,
I know exactly where I was when
we
when
closed
Lehman
the
Brothers
deal.
went down. Yeah,
we closed the deal on the Friday before Lehman.
Oh yeah.
That weekend it collapsed, you know, and then Monday it declared. So had we not closed on the Friday afternoon, because we used an international bank for some external financing there. I don't think they would have sent the money, and who knows. But anyway,
I was on a sun lounger in a villa in Ibiza with all my mates at that point, and everyone's phone blew up at the same time, and I was like, "What's this?
Yeah,
this is odd."
But you know, so I had my job. They liked me. They were not going to fire me or anything. But all of a sudden, you have time.
Yeah.
You know,
because no deals are happening, right? All the M&A stuff.
You know,
there's
like, you know, I reviewed some lease agreements and stuff, but it's not anything that I'm interested in. Mm-hmm. And you have time. Like, I didn't have really 40 hours worth of work in that. And then you start thinking. So the thoughts led to me quitting, and I did a gap course in Whistler.
Did you plan all of that before you quit?
The thing is a little bit old because in 2009 in April I went to Chamonix, and I had a pretty bad crash and like broke some ribs and like a little hairline fracture on a vertebrae, and I thought I better go check, see if I still like skiing. So, you know, when you live in another country, you're not familiar with when the bank holidays are. So all of a sudden in July at some point there was a bank holiday. So I thought, you know, I'll grab my bike and the skis, I'll go to Teen and see if I like skiing. And I did. So I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to quit. But you got to speak to mom and dad first, right? So I went to Sweden, sat down, arrived, had dinner. And I said, I think I'm going to quit and become a ski instructor. And Mom said, yes, you should.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then I was like, all right, I'll do it. Because,
so there's no big pressure in your family to be...
No, absolutely not.
Jon Ahlsen, hotshot lawyer?
No.
No? They just want you to be happy.
Yeah. And so no pressure whatsoever in that. But and then quit, and they said, I guess this is not something we could throw more money at. And I was like, no. I mean, I think if they had like tripled my salary, maybe I would have reconsidered. But I also thought this. So I was quite popular at my old law firm. And now I had like in-house experience, which is very valuable to a law firm, to have someone who's been in-house. So I thought any law firm in Sweden at least will hire me.
Yeah.
Or I can get pretty senior, like in-house legal counsels at big companies in Sweden. So I'll lose the job I have now, but if I don't want to do it, I can get any job I want.
Yeah, it can just come back.
So there's no risk.
So you have a safety net.
Yeah, there's no risk, I thought. That's the analysis I did, so I quit. But I never really looked back. To be honest, never once did I consider going back. So there you go.
Wow.
That was that.
So that journey then took you. So you're in Whistler. You do the Gap. What Canadian 1-2. I came to Saas-Fee. I did Warren's Gap. BASI 1-2.
Yeah. So I was the weird old guy in my group, but I was.
Wow, isn't that funny? Because I was
36. Yeah. But I was slightly different weird because I was a lot better. Because I was, I could ski quite well still.
Mm.
And then I looked around the first day because I wasn't really aware of this gap.
Mm.
Because I read you need to be able to ski a red run or whatever. I was like, yeah, but they want to be ski instructors, so you have to ski it properly. But that wasn't the case.
You don't know that, right? Yeah.
No, and I looked around like, why do these guys want to be ski instructors? They're all beginners. They should.
Did you have a similar feeling to me? It's like after about 2 weeks. Oh God, I sound like such a big head. But I got there and I was like, 2 weeks in, I was like, I might have wasted my time here because I think I'm already at or near the level for the exam, and now I'm just going to spend 7 weeks practicing my short turns. Now I wasn't that good in hindsight, but that 7 weeks practicing has paid dividends. Like, I thought, well, I'll try and get to the next level. Rather than
I had
I'll
just
spent the time skiing.
Yeah, and trying to get better, and I did go for the Canadian 3 a couple of weeks after the 2.
Oh yeah,
and I did pass the skiing, but failed the teaching.
Okay,
which is fine. I'm still 2, but so I was very, very, very motivated to get better. Didn't have like a clear goal of any kind, but because you started hearing about level 4, just when you're on a gap course, it just didn't seem like that could ever happen. But it happened pretty quickly after.
So you came back to Europe after that?
The plan was always to go to New Zealand after the gap course. So I did, and I had realized that again because of the financial crisis, there was no way I was getting a sponsored visa in North America. Yeah. And without any experience, and that I was too old because I was 36 when I quit. So I was 37 that summer. Yeah. So I was too old for the working holiday visas.
Okay.
So then Europe, and then it didn't really make any sense to carry on in the Canadian. So I did BASI 1 and 2 down in New Zealand with Rookie Academy.
Okay.
PK was my level 2 examiner.
Oh, what a guy. Hi, PK.
So I've had him.
What a guy.
So I've known PK for a long time.
Yeah.
And then carried on in BASI.
Yeah.
But do you want me to tell the whole story about all the qualifications?
No. We're just going to skim over it. But eventually you've arrived at trainer status for BASI and NZSIA.
Not trainer and NZ.
Okay.
No.
But
just
NZ,
level 3, yeah.
Level 3.
So and I did the NZ level 3 because back then you used to be able to, if you were in New Zealand level 3, you could get the patent.
Okay.
And I thought I was always going to do the BASI 4, but to get better hourly rates.
Yeah.
And back then to be able to teach off piste.
Yeah.
You needed the patent, and so I did the NZ level 3 so that I could do the patent conversion, which I did.
Which is here.
Yeah.
In Verbier.
Well, I did it in Zermatt.
Okay.
And then I think I was the first one where they said the NZ3 wasn't good enough for the patent.
Okay.
Even though I passed the ski thing.
Yeah.
So I had to wait until I did the base level 4.
Mm-hmm.
But I stormed. I had a bit of money. I could ski. Basically, when I have it on good grounds after the BASI 2. Rupert Goldring said that I was skiing at a solid level 4, so I just wanted to blast through everything and get the level 4.
Okay.
So I did. So it took 19 months from level 1 to finish the 4.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it much quicker. I could have been a month quicker if I'd done my written project, not finished on the written project.
Yeah.
So the first 2 years were just very intense from like 2010 to 2012. It's just tons of exams.
Yeah, it feels a bit like that. What did it feel like when you popped out the top of all of that stuff? Like the exams stopped.
Yeah.
It's odd. I found it quite an odd feeling. Like I haven't really got anything to work.
Yeah.
Where I've ended up with that is I haven't really got anything to work towards anymore. So I've kind of gone off in a different direction.
Yeah.
I'm more into. I like to telemark now. I kind of like. I don't know. I'm into kind of. I want to say like skiing as like art or personal expression rather than skiing as performance. I know that you and Tom are quite into that. You're still quite into the you know the performance side of it. I suppose you've got to, because that's what sells your product that you offer in the winter.
That's what for me, that's the most fun still.
Yeah.
But like within that, I experiment for sure. I do with impressions and people you meet and stuff.
Yeah. Try
to take some things on board. But coming out of it, I think I probably felt that. I think I was really sick of exams for a while, so I didn't want to do any more. So that was fine. And I had a couple of 2 years where I really enjoyed just teaching, for sure. And then I think already the second season after we after I finished it, Tom and I managed to convince Nugen to start a gap course here. I don't know if we managed to convince them or if I can't remember, but Tom and I did the first gap course for Nugen here. And we did a week each, I think, on the level 4 training that they ran before, which is quite different than how we run it now. So that started pretty early, and I just realized that I enjoyed that more than
like regular teaching.
Yeah, I'm just not very good at connecting with people immediately. I need a bit more time.
That's fair enough. Everyone's different, right?
And I think what I'm really interested in is all a bit more the precision fascinates me. And with
how to create precision.
Yeah, and where that can go. Whereas with
more like shaping performance.
Yeah, well, changing as well, but where you can get someone, including myself. But whereas with recreational skiers rather than ski instructors, you never get there because you don't have the time. So for me, it's more rewarding. Certainly you don't see necessarily. It takes a winter to see the great progression that you can get in the morning with a complete beginner.
Yeah.
But that process is more intriguing to me than the one-offs.
How many of those gap course takers are interested in as a rough percentage? How many are interested in that sort of concept of precision or being really the best that they can be, and how many are just there for the fun season?
To be fair, I haven't done a gap course because Tom and I only do the level 4 training now, or I have the last.
Okay, so inherently those people,
they are interested in it.
Yeah.
They are very motivated. Never have to struggle with. On gap is more for many it's a long holiday.
Yeah.
With a bit of structure provided by the gap coaches, and I'm not very good at that either, to be honest, because I'm not interested in going out and drinking beers and all that stuff. I'm just bad at that. I don't have any chat.
I hear you.
So all that ends up, if I get cornered by Gap, is they try to impress me with how interested that they are with skiing. So I get to have a lot of crap chat about skiing when they're not really that interested, they just want to be nice to me.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
And plus I'm so much older than they are that it's quite a.
It's tough to relate.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm 48, right, and it's a long time since I was 20.
Yeah.
Or 18, for that matter.
Keeps you fresh though. Like I spend a lot of time coaching like kids from the age of 5 to 18 or whatever. It kind of keeps you honest. Like
I'm not saying that. It's just that the gappies.
Yeah.
It's usually a little bit of a different thing because sometimes they're clearly mainly here for the holiday aspect of the course.
Yeah.
And because I'm so uninterested in that, really struggled to connect. I wouldn't have any issues coaching a keen 14-year-old. That would be absolutely fine. I think.
The one that
I'm just not good at necessarily providing the motivation to someone who's not motivated. If they're motivated, I think I can motivate them more. But to provide the spark, that's not me.
The one that gets me all the time is this sort of, how would you describe it? This sort of like withering look that you get from like 17 or 18-year-olds that I coach football to sometimes, when you've sort of said something deeply tragic or sad because you're just so old. So old. And you're like, they just look at you like, God, you're just such a sad old man. It's like, God damn it. It's awful. It's an awful feeling. It's like, oh yeah, okay. I got to remember who I am. I got to remember I'm 44 years old. Yeah. And I'm not, one of you. And,
but I think for me, with my trainees, they're generally between 20 and 30, like often around 25.
Yeah.
So they're a bit more mature. But I don't try to be mates with them.
No.
I don't go out with them. I try to keep it professional. And it seems to be better. Tom is much better at being both. But
so that means you're the bad cop. And he's like the good cop.
Certainly used to be.
Yeah?
Absolutely. I was so hard on people back in the day.
Yeah.
But I think on snow, that dynamic has actually changed. I think Tom loses his quicker than I do nowadays. That's one of the things that the biggest change in me is patient. I'm less stressed because I know it's a process. I know the process we have works. Now
you just wait.
It takes different amount of time for different people, and
I suppose you're not under any pressure, right? Like it's the pressure is on them essentially. So the outcome is whatever it is.
Yeah,
you don't have to be in charge of that.
No, I'm not in charge of the outcomes, but I take responsibility for providing them with and they are so motivated. They are trying their very best every day. So for me to say that I'm not in charge of the outcome is a little bit like I need to at least try to tell them the story they need to hear before they go into the exam. Actually, I need to end the story a little bit earlier so that we can consolidate, so that they can memorize the story and tell it to the examiner, if you will. And if they're not ready, that's in part on me.
Yeah.
Like if they're not athletic enough, if they haven't, but everyone, we never have anyone who doesn't fails to try, so that's not the case. But it is in part on me and Tom if
you feel that pressure to prepare them, right? Yeah. But
then in the end, they're the ones who go to the exam, of course. But I think you have to take some responsibility for how they perform. Because that's your job to prepare them.
Yeah, I understand.
Also with the mental aspects of it, which can be. I think it's much more mental on the full cert exams than it is on the gap course, because they've invested a lot. They've invested years. They've invested like better part of their like young adulthood into this.
Yeah.
And they're pretty desperate for it to work out and come out with a pass. So.
It is a shame that it just comes down to 1 week, or in fact even less than that in some ways. It's like almost 2 days, isn't it?
Yes and no.
But for some people, that's too much pressure. It's a shame it couldn't be a continual assessment in some way.
Yes and no. I have always come from the other side of that and just said the standard is not that high. In like, if you look at skiing, you know, from complete beginner to the best in the world, the full cert is much closer to the beginner than it is to the best in the world. So the standard is not impossibly high. So probably I think your worst run should be at the level then you present yourself for the exam. If you can't, if you're not there so that your worst run is at the level, then that's on you. That's how I've come from it, and I personally enjoyed the exams where it was okay. Here's the run. Now it's time to do it. But I realized that it's a bit unfair because I come from the ski racing background where that is how you perform. It's like in the gate, go fast. If you don't, then you suck and go home. Or you perform and you're good. So I think it's just, if you're used to that mentally, it's a little bit easier to get there. But that seems to be a completely different culture in the British way of thinking about things. A lot of people want that comfort even during the exam, and I just don't come from that. So for me, it's like, no.
I think that's quite a modern thing, actually. I think it's the way that society has changed. We're much softer as a society on people now.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but at some points in life, like,
stuff is hard.
Yeah, and shouldn't the exams at some point reflect how life is?
I don't think there's enough. Actually, personally, I don't think there is enough hardness in life in general for people who are growing up now. Like, it's all a little bit like everyone. God, I sound like such a sort of grumpy old British dude. I don't mean to sound like this, but like.
But here we go.
In the old days, everything was hard, and it kind of was, right? You either passed or failed, and that was kind of how it is.
Yeah.
And now everyone's kind of concerned a little bit with like that things aren't too harsh. But the reality is, take you back to the days when I was wearing a suit. The guy would say to you at the start of the year, "Here is your sales target for the start of the year. That's what you got to hit. Go get it.
Meet that. Yeah.
Right? And if you don't get it, chances are you'll be fired."
Yeah.
And you're like, right, I better pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Here's a stack of leads like this. Don't know any of these people. Get on the phone, ring them up.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
You know, I'm Dave.
That's a job I could never do.
No, and it's I probably could still do it. Probably still be paid a fortune for it, but I don't. I still like that, actually. I like selling stuff to people. It gives me a big buzz. But you've got to. The rejection isn't to you personally. They just don't want what you've got to sell at that point in time.
Yeah.
But that's the harsh reality of life. Like some people will fail, and you can't get rid of that because that's how the market works.
Yeah, and like, it's not a human right to be a ski instructor.
No,
it's not a human right to be a doctor or anything. And there's two words there: is ski. So you got to be able to ski, and instructor, you got to be able to teach.
Absolutely.
And you got to be able to do that all the time. But I used to come in to, when Tom and I started, into the coaching with that kind of harsh attitude. And I could just like, it's not that hard. You do this and then that, like the ski does that. Like just do that now. I can do it. Like Tom can do it. Just do it. And I'm like, oh, yes. Please.
I'm going to tuck into a little muffin here. Sorry. Just because they're there.
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No, I'm all right. But
sure.
She did make them for you. So
just take note, future guests.
Yeah,
John has provided me with muffins.
Have a partner that cooks Dave muffins. I hope they're good.
So you've softened that off a little bit?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot in the coaching. And I get so much better results with being more supportive. I will still be honest, but not in a harsh way.
Yeah.
And not really with a shit sandwich either. Like, it's honest, but in a supportive way, rather than first a lie, then a truth, and then a lie. I don't believe in that at all. And it's just words for the sake of words. But it is, it's just different cultures. The British are a little bit more roundabout in how they address things, particularly like things that are not positive. They have to be wrapped around in bubble wrap before you can provide it. I remember the first time when I was a lawyer, I did a deal with a UK law firm. I can't remember which one it was, one of the Golden Circle ones. And you're stressed. I was working so many hours a week, incredible. And this guy calls from London, and he's super polite, and he's using all these super advanced words and blah 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 for half an hour. And then I realized, because we had sent over like bullet points for how the deal should, like the key features of the deal, and there was this one aspect he called about that they were going to say no to, but he didn't have it in him to say no. So after half an hour, I realized, okay, he's actually okay. So he wants to say no. Yeah. So I asked him straight out. So after all of that, what you're trying to say is that you're saying no. And then he could say yes. And I got so angry that I just, thanks for wasting my time, and I slammed the phone down and sent him an angry email to follow up.
It drives my wife mad. This habit we have, we British people have, of not talking about the actual thing. We talk around it. We have all these phrases and things that we use, not to say the thing that we actually mean.
Yeah, you can't even say that. How you doing? You can't even say good.
No,
you have to say not too bad.
Not too bad. Yeah, if you like.
But if you actually listen to the words, not too bad. That means it's bad, but it's not too bad.
There's like a code. You've got to understand the code. So
yeah.
in Sweden, are they quite direct in Sweden?
Much more direct in Sweden.
So if someone wants to say something, they'll just say it to your face, and that's that.
Yeah.
You can't do that in England. It's a small island.
At least my generation, I haven't been in Sweden for a long time now. Maybe it's softened, but and it's I'm not against it softening, but I'm also very comfortable with being honest and being this. You can be supportive even if you have a tough message. Yeah.